Hi Taurus, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your general reading for the month of December 2016. A couple of things to say before I start. First things first, you've got Love Reading up, your 21 card Gypsy Tarot spread. I've done two videos for that. One that is geared towards you if you're single or casually dating right now going into December, and the other one is for if you are in a relationship, so if you're coupled up. The other thing to say is you now see that there is a box to your right showing you how I lay the cards, how I do my Celtic cross readings for the tarot. It's quite an intricate kind of process, but if you can join the cards up and make a story from them, it's really, really good. The other thing to say is your year ahead reading will be with you by the end of the month. Okay, so we're going to see what's coming in for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. The video might be a bit shorter this month, around 20 minutes, because I have other videos to upload as well as personals. So Universe Spirit, show me what's coming in for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs in the month of December 2016. Give me a general reading, please, for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of December 2016. Show me. Right, so we're going to split the deck into three. Collect it back up. And we're going to start laying the card. This is the present situation, your challenge. Now, this card here is really important because this is the foundation area. I always start from the foundation and the you now position because it shows how you're probably approaching a situation or what this situation is pertaining to the you now. So this is the card that I usually start with along with the you now position. This card here, some readers will do foundation, stroke recent, distant past, recent past. Sometimes I'll do it that way, but this also for me I found can be a card that explains what's going on around this situation here. So it can show people that are intrinsic communication, struggles, that type of thing. This card here, Taurus, will show the most likely outcome of this situation in the first 2 weeks of December 2016. This card here is the second 2 weeks, so this is the immediate future. This is very important because this isn't so much about the second 2 weeks, this is the you now position, and it usually shows how you're approaching, or this can also show what's going on around this situation if there are people involved. This card here is the influences coming in as a result of the immediate future. So this can show people who are also involved, external to yourself, or it can be something that you're going to be doing. This card here, Taurus, is your hopes or fears pertaining to the immediate future influences coming in, and then the overall outcome. And we'll draw clarifiers afterwards. So let's have a look at the root issue, Emperor, and the you now. See, this is great because Taurus, you know, you're showing up as the magician in the you now. So you know that you have the power to control situations around you. When you get the magician, it's about starting all over again. But it's also a card that recognises the power that we have as people, as individuals, to start creating a new reality. So I feel that in December, some of you guys are looking to create something new within your life. You're looking to step into your own charisma, your own power, your own sense of control. And the Emperor is very much a similar card in a way, except that the Emperor is much more of an established card. This is number 4 in the Major Arcana, and this is a number 1. So the you now position shows you guys as the magician. And the issue is the Emperor. So the Emperor, I feel, being your issue for the month, is about starting to build your structure, starting to build some form of a foundation here. And the way that you're approaching it is via the magician. And the magician, it would make sense because the magician starts the process of building. He starts the process of creating a new world, a new way of life, a new idea. The magician is rooted in our thoughts and our ideas. So usually when you get a magician, if you look at his hand, it's as above, and the hand pointing down is so below. So what you think about, you bring about. And the issue is the Emperor. So the Emperor is starting to build a solid foundation. The Emperor represents a sense of having authority, a sense of taking control, a sense of direction, a sense of possibly even controlling others. So I feel that you're approaching the Emperor being the issue, how you're approaching it is via the magician, where you're taking back control, the issue for the month, perhaps for some of you guys, and how you're approaching this is as a magician. So I feel that there's a sense of being really, really capable in terms of who you are. What's the situation around with the Emperor? Well, the Nine of Swords. So we can see that this Emperor is the issue, and there seems to be something about worrying around something here. the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a card where we're worrying about things, where there is a lot of kind of negative mental influence going on, and it's around this Emperor individual. So this could be somebody here. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're taking control, but it can also mean the Emperor is a very strong authoritative figure that some of you guys might be dealing with, and the issue, it might be some worry around this Emperor. So it might be that some of you guys are looking to take control. It might be that you're looking to build something new. It might be that you're looking to perhaps go for a promotion. The Emperor can mean promotion, those types of things. But we can see that there is some worry around either what it is that you're trying to build, or it could be around a very authoritative person or an establishment. How you're approaching this, though, I feel, is with the Magician, where it looks like for some of you guys, the you now is that you're starting out in something here. The issue could be trying to build something within your life, Taurus. And it seems to be around that building with the Emperor. There seems to be some worry going on with the Nine of Swords. What's the challenge? Well, the challenge is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords can be a bully boy. And I've noticed that this Knight of Swords is facing the Nine of Swords. So it might be that you're facing some form of challenger. Somebody who's getting in the way of you doing something, perhaps within the month of December. Because the Knight of Swords is often seen as the bully boy of the pack within the tarot. This is somebody who is very, very assertive. This is somebody who is very, very... can be quite mean, especially verbally. So some of you guys might be facing some opposition as your challenge position. However, if this is you, then your challenge is to be assertive. You're going to need to stand in your power, especially if you're trying to build something, if you're trying to build some form of strength within yourself, if it's an external thing, if you're trying to build some form of strength or some form of solid foundation for yourselves, Taurus, and there's worry around this, then your challenge might be that you're going to really need to be quite assertive, because where you are now is the Magician, and you've got all the ideas there. You've got the get up and go to do something about this, but you're worrying around it. And it's saying really with the challenge where you're going to have to be strong, and you're going to have to be courageous, and you're going to have to be quite brave if you're going to make that breakthrough. And where does that leave you guys in the present? Well, the Page of Wands is interesting, because the Page of Wands can mean communication. So it could be for some of you guys, the root issue is an Emperor. This could be somebody who's external to you. And as a result of this individual, there might be some communication here. The problem might be that you're having issues with this individual. So if this Emperor is indeed the Knight of Swords, could be that the Emperor is a little bit authoritative, might be a little bit of a bully if they're showing up as the Knight of Swords here, i.e. they're a little bit challenging. Maybe this person is causing you some worry because the challenge is that they're quite brutal or quite difficult to deal with. And therefore in the present, how you kind of clarify that or deal with that is via communication. The other way to look at this, I suppose, is if you're looking to build some form of a solid foundation for your life going forward in the month of December, Taurus, it could be that this is what you're doing with the Emperor. There might be some worry around it because it might be something that you're not used to doing. So there might be some worry about, can I do this? Can I make this form of an achievement? And therefore the challenge is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords says, well, as a challenge, I'm going to need to be positive. I'm going to need to be assertive. I'm going to need to be strong. I'm going to need to be confident. I'm just going to need to go for it. And therefore, in the present situation, we see you starting to develop on a new process and a new path with that Page of Wands. So what's the best case scenario for this, for Taurus, in the month of December 2016? Well, it's great. Three of Cups. Three of Cups says you'll have a very good outcome. The initial response to all of this so far is that the Three of Cups is saying that there should be some success that comes to you. Because your challenge is to be assertive and it is to be confident, especially if it's you guys trying to build something here with the Emperor. The Emperor means to build. The Emperor means to take control. That's what an Emperor is. An Emperor controls many things and many people. Okay, so it could be for some of you guys, you've gone into a new job, for example. You'd start off as being the Magician. You're starting to make plans within that new job, especially if it's a promotion or something like that. You're at the head of something, the head of a team as the Magician. And the issue is the Emperor, trying to build something here, trying to build trust, trying to build a team. You might be worried about it because you're not very confident. And the Knight of Swords as a challenge says you need to be confident, because therefore that leaves you in the present. You're starting out on this new path and there's going to be real success. Initially, in the first 2 weeks, you guys are going to be having much success with the Three of Cups, especially if it's a group effort. The Emperor can represent working within groups, and the Three of Cups certainly can do that as well. What happens in the immediate future for you guys? Well, the Nine of Wands shows up, and this is a card about standing your ground and perseverance, but it can also be a card about fear and feeling slight anxiety. What's coming in around this Nine of Wands? Wow, the Hierophant. So some of you guys, it could be that there's something here that you're looking to build that's quite new, and you might be a little bit nervous, a little bit green around it, and it might be that you feel a sense of trepidation, anxiety with the Nine of Wands, a sense of uncertainty, but you're still holding in there. As a result of that comes the Hierophant, and this can be somebody who's giving you advice in the month of December 2016, because the Hierophant does mean a kindly word or some very good advice that you receive. And what will your hopes or fears be in regards to the Nine of Wands and the Hierophant? Well, the Four of Cups, I feel, is your fear. I can't do it. The Four of Cups is I can't take this, or I can't do it, or I'm not good enough, or I doubt myself, or this new thing. You can see an ace is being offered to this person, but they've got their hand folded and they're saying, well, maybe I'll stay with what I have right now because I don't feel that I'm worthy enough to accept this. So some of you guys, you might be feeling that you can't do something here. Okay, even though everything looks really good and you're trying, you're still letting your fears get in the way. And what's the absolute outcome? The Lovers. And this might be a very big decision that you have to make at the end of December, because I don't feel that this is a union card. I feel that because everything else, there are certain cards that for me represent some form of negative energy for some of you guys. The fact that we've got a Nine of Wands in the immediate future, sometimes this can mean perseverance and standing your ground, and sometimes this means, Taurus, well, you know, I'm a little bit nervous, I'm holding on in there, but I'm trying to defend something. It's about trying to defend territory, but it's also about feeling slightly nervous around that. Okay, and in comes the Hierophant, and I feel this is an external thing, and the Hierophant for me says that this is some advice some of you guys are going to be receiving, but your fears will be from that advice, and it's wise words that you're going to be receiving, that you can't accept something or you can't do it, you're doubting it. So therefore it might be at the end of December some of you guys have got a major choice to make with the Lovers card. Let's see if we can open up the reading and see what some of these cards are about. We'll get the Emperor first and see what that's about in the issue position. Oh, cards going all over the place. What is the Emperor about? What is the Emperor about? What is it based on? Why have we got the Emperor as the issue for the month for Taurus? Death. So I feel the issue is the Emperor. I'm not going to say that there's going to be a death of a person here. It doesn't make any sense for me to say that. I feel when I do clarification cards, Taurus, what I generally do is I get the first card and then I'll ask, well, what's this about? What's the first card about? And it says it's about death. So I feel that this, whatever it is that you're trying to build, it's taking you to something better, because the Emperor here, being the issue, is saying it's because of death, and it's because some major change has happened within your life where I feel that you're having to take some form of control here. So I feel that this is a forced thing, something that you have to do, and it's because of death, it's because of an ending that you, in other words, become the Emperor. You become the one that is now in control, because there's been some massive transition that's happened in your life. There's been an ending that's happened. It could be, for example, you've left a partner and you're having to take control of the children, that type of thing. We can see here that you're worried about it though, because I don't feel that for some of you guys you're used to this, or you are used to having this amount of responsibility. The Emperor means to be responsible, so I feel that you guys are going to be dealing with this Emperor card with responsibilities in the month of December 2016, and that's because of death, because there's been a change, a transition, a big transition for some of you guys that's happened in your life, and it's forced you into a position where you have to take control. And we're going to see why you're worried about this. Why are Taurus worried about this transition, about taking control? Why are they worried about it with the Nine of Swords? Because of the Moon, and I feel that you're very insecure. I feel that you've got a lot of fears and anxieties around this. The Moon also means a lack of clarity. Maybe you don't know where you're going with a certain situation. There's control that you're going to have to take. You're going to have to take some form of responsibility. You're going to have to step up. The issue is about stepping up, I feel, for some of you Taurus people in the month of December 2016. And that's because there's been a massive change, transition and ending where there's a new beginning, and now you're in the forefront. Now you're going to have to really show what you're made of. And it's making you worried because I feel that you feel very insecure around this. Also, it might be that, you know, there's a lack of clarity going on around this thing. The moon card can mean secrets. It means, you know, by the light of the moon, things look one way in one light, but if you were to look at it via the sun, it would look clearer. And I feel that you don't have enough information, or you don't have enough there's something within you that is very anxiety inducing. It could be your own thoughts, it could be your own night terrors, because both cards, that Nine of Swords and the moon, for me the Nine of Swords is about absolute worry, and the moon card can be its illusion. So it might be that you have built up such an amount of worry around this, you don't really know, you know, whether you're capable enough, but you're allowing your inner fears, you're allowing your inner doubts, you're allowing your absolute dread to take over, which is why you're fearing having to take some form of responsibility or control, because you really feel quite insecure around the situation. And I'm going to see why the Knight of Swords is your challenge. Why is the Knight of Swords Taurus's challenge for the month of December 2016? Why is the challenge the Knight of Swords? Because of Judgment. And that's an interesting card, because Judgment says, you know, your challenge could be the Knight of Swords. Maybe this is somebody, an external individual who's very brash, maybe because they're judging you. Maybe your challenge is that you feel that somebody is judging you here. Okay, so for some of you guys, it might be a new job that you've stepped into, where you have to maybe somebody left a job and you had to take the reins with that Emperor card. And you're worried because you don't really know what you're doing with the moon energy. You feel that somebody's a secret enemy, or somebody's got it in for you, and therefore it might be your challenge is someone here is being rather quite challenging to you. And that's because maybe they're judging you. Maybe they're judging you on your skills or how you've performed so far. But it could also be, you know, we still know that you've got to take some form of responsibility in the month of December 2016. It's coming about because of some major change that's happened in your life, and you've got to step up. You're worried about it because of the moon. You're insecure around this thing. You've got a lot of kind of illusions, things that are not proved, but things that you're feeling and thinking about this. You might even be having night terrors around this, because your challenge is also your confidence with this Knight of Swords. And that confidence is a challenge because with the Judgment card, it means that you're going to have to step up, but it also means that you're being held to account for everything that you do, which is judgment. Judgment is from the book of Revelation, where when, I don't know whether you guys know about the book of Revelation, but apparently in the book of Revelation, Jesus comes back after many years, and we all are held account for our sins. So for some of you guys, it might be that you're nervous, you're feeling a lack of confidence with this Knight of Swords. You're going to need to be assertive, and that's because of Judgment, because you're going to be held account to what you're showing in terms of what you can do. And maybe that's where the nerves are coming in. But we can also say with Judgment, because this is something completely new. And maybe you're just not used to this new responsibility some of you guys have. So why do we have the Page of Wands showing up in the present situation? Why do we have the Page of Wands showing up in the present situation? Because of the Tower. Okay, and I feel that this is kind of like a new, you know, when you get pages, they're about new developments. And often this is in a creative process. So I feel as a result of this, as a result of your challenge being possibly your confidence, could be because, you know, you're being watched or held account for what you're doing, or this is a completely new area that you're stepping into. It could be that this leads you on a new development, on a new path with that Page of Wands, where you're going to need to be a bit of a thrill seeker. Because everything that you've betted your life on, Taurus, might just have come falling apart. Every piece of comfort that you thought you had, it might not be the case. The Page of Wands is a very brave soul, because he doesn't fear things, he just goes for things. So this leaves you here with having to just, you know, attack this thing, whatever it is, with having to literally go for it and show no fear. But be fearless because of the Tower, because you don't have that, that safety net. And you don't have that cushion. The Tower promises no safety net, and it promises no cushion. What the Tower says is everything that you've built your life upon was a lie. And now you've got to watch this fall apart and start cleansing and rebuilding. So I feel here for some of you guys in the month of December, Taurus, this is about rebuilding who you are. But even though it looks like a difficult stage for some of you guys that you're going through, to me this almost says, you know what, you're going to have to just do it, because it's going to be the making of you as an individual. And why do we have the Three of Cups as the best case scenario for Taurus in the month of December 2016? Why do we have the Three of Cups as the best case scenario? Why do we have the Three of Cups as the best case scenario for Taurus in the month of December 2016? There we go, because of the Nine of Cups. Because you're going to be feeling really smug. Three of Cups means happiness. It means a successful outcome. It means celebration, and that's because of the Nine of Cups. You're feeling rather smug within yourself. So what you're imagining to go wrong in this situation, especially with the Nine of Swords and the Moon, actually turns out quite right. Because what you're doing here is you've got no safety valve here in a situation. You've got no safety valve at all. And it's saying the best case scenario, the most likely outcome is you're going to do very, very well with these two cards. These are also the two cards of celebrations and happiness over Christmas and meeting and social gatherings with people. This is also the card of people patting you on the back and saying, job well done. So you're doing very, very well, even though you don't believe it. Some of you guys are fearing stepping up to the plate over a certain thing, taking the reins, taking responsibility because some major transformation has come in. For some of you guys, it might be that a family member died or something and now you have to be the head of the family and you're worried about that, or a family member left or something like that. And now you have to actually come out of your comfort zone of being in the background now to being at the forefront. And that's what's making you feel nervous. But it's saying here, I feel that, don't feel nervous because you're actually going to be doing quite well in the first 2 weeks of December. You'll actually surprise yourself by what you're capable of. So why do we have this relapse? Is it a relapse? Why do we have Taurus as the Nine of Wands in the immediate future? Why do we have the Nine of Wands in the immediate future for Taurus in December? Because of the Two of Wands. And I feel that you're going to be treading very carefully with this card. The Nine of Wands means to protect one's territory. And this is because of the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands can mean that you're at a crossroads. You see this man's hand here. He's got his hand on a wand here. The left hand on a wand and the right hand with a globe. So he's taking all of his skills and his talents and he's taking it into the world. So he's taking a bit from the past, knowledge from the past, and he's moving that knowledge into the future. So for me, this is a card of perseverance now. It becomes that you guys are standing your ground. You're holding on in there because you're still at this learning curve with that Two of Wands. Twos are very young within the pit cards. They're about the initial progress. So some of you guys might be a little bit nervous still because you're still at the start of this journey with the Two of Wands. And why do we have the Hierophant coming in as a result of this? Why do we have the Hierophant coming in? Why do we have the Hierophant coming in as a result of that Nine of Wands? Why do we have the Hierophant coming in? Because of the Six of Swords. And I feel that somebody's trying to direct you here. I feel that this Hierophant is the advice from another that you receive because of the Six of Swords, because of the change of direction. And also the Six of Swords is a card about somebody who has a change of mind or somebody who's trying to overcome some mental obstacles. You can see here that this guy is not looking at the swords, he's looking at the clear water right here. So he's avoiding the swords, he's looking, he's avoiding the doubt. Swords are struggles and ideas. So sometimes when you get the swords in the boat, this is all the struggles mentally that somebody's dealing with, and they're trying to ignore those swords and they're looking at a clearer and happier path. So it could be that this person here is giving you advice on how to navigate the difficulty that you feel that you're going through here. Okay, so you're still on a learning curve. I feel that you guys are still on a learning curve in the last 2 weeks of December around something now that you've had to take the reins over with in the month of December 2016. And why are your fears the Four of Cups? I'm just going to see why your fears. I don't read that as a hope, I'm reading it as a fear. Why are Taurus's fears the Four of Cups? Why are Taurus's fears the Four of Cups? Well, it's weird because of the Six of Wands. And I feel that your fear, I feel that this Four of Cups is a fear. Because the Four of Cups can be seen, Taurus, as being a card of being made a proposal. But it's not a straightforward card in terms of just receiving a proposal and saying, yeah, I'm happy with that. This card says that you'll receive a proposal from someone or something, but you're doubtful of it. So your fears might be that you don't have the kahunas to step up to the plate because of Six of Wands. And Six of Wands is absolute victory. It doesn't say that the victory is missed. It doesn't say that you fail, but you're afraid of failure. Okay? I feel that these two cards are saying that you're afraid of failure here. You're fearing failure. Because in the immediate future, you're still on your guard here because things are at the early stages with that Two of Wands. So therefore, what comes in is some friendly advice from the Hierophant in how to navigate your way through this difficult passage or this difficult transition, or what you see as being a difficult transition. And you're fearing failure because you're fearing that this thing that has been heaped upon you, you can't accept. You're not worthy of accepting it. This award, this gift, this handover that you have here with the Emperor because of death. And that's because of the Six of Wands. Maybe you feel there's somebody better than you who's more skilled or equipped to take the reins of something. And therefore the outcome shows. Why do we have the Lovers in the outcome? Why do we have the Lovers in the outcome? Why do we have the Lovers in the outcome? Because of the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles means to be at the start of something, but it also might mean that you're speculating on this thing. So it'll be that I feel the Lovers is more a card about saying, you'll have a big choice to make. And I feel that it's because of the matter or the potential of this thing, or it's you guys looking at the responsibility. Page of Pentacles to means to be responsible and look at being responsible for what you have. So this card shows that when you're starting a business, for example, or where you're starting out with one thing and you need to kind of ensure that it grows quite bigger, that doesn't make any sense. It grows quite vast. So I feel that some of you guys might be having to make a choice because you're looking at the responsibility. We don't have the Ten of Wands. We don't have that you're at the, the stage of really being under some burden. But I feel that you're looking realistically at whatever this thing is and whether you have the potential to grow it, whatever it is. We'll go back through the reading again, Taurus, but it's a very interesting one. I feel that, you guys in the month of the December 2016, you're at the start of something here with the Magician. The Magician means to be at the start. It means that you have the power and the control within your life to start creating something new. And the issue around this Magician is the Emperor. So it says that this thing that you're looking to create, this thing that you are now in control of, that you're at the start of, you're at the helm of, with that Magician, to me says with the issue is that you guys are going to have to start taking some control. There's some responsibility that's being heaped on some of you guys, and that's because of death. Okay, so the death for me is there was somebody who previously had this responsibility, but because they died or they've moved on or there's been some major transition that's happened, you now have shouldered, or you now have the responsibility of whatever this thing is. There is worry around it because I feel that there is uncertainty, there is insecurity, there is anxiety around the responsibility that you guys have. Okay, and that's because your challenge could be somebody who is judging you. The Knight of Swords can be a bully boy, so the challenge can be that somebody who is judging you, and judging your ability to take this responsibility, or it could be your challenges that you feel that you cannot be assertive. You need to be really, really assertive because you are going to be judged and you are going to be looked at for what your abilities are. And also that it could be that this is a new beginning for you with the Judgment card and you're being held to account for this. So therefore this leads us on to the present situation being the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is a card. I don't see this as a message. I see this more as being a new process that you are walking on, a new journey. You guys are starting out as babies. You're starting to develop a new process, a new creative route, a new path moving forward. And it's because of the Tower, because you're being pushed out of the comfort zone. Okay, so you have to become the Page of Wands in the present, and the Page of Wands is fearless. He's kind of devil-may-care. He's a thrill seeker because you can no longer stay with this energy. You've just got to kind of take the bull by the horns and see how it goes. You've got to become more like the Page of Wands, the Fool, if you like. Not being too cautious, not being too scared, because you're going to trip yourself up that way. Because you're being thrown to the wolves with the Tower. There is a sense with the Tower that you are being thrown out of your comfort zone. So you're going to have to approach this thing, whatever it is, through the eyes of a child, which is a healthy sense of inquisitiveness about whatever this thing is that you're doing here. And therefore, the best case scenario, the most likely outcome is the Three of Cups. Absolute success because of a job well done with that Nine of Cups. You can see that you're going to be feeling really, really smug, really happy. And that's because people are behind you as well. You know, collaboration, you're collaborating, especially when you get the Emperor. This person runs a team, and this can be a team effort as well with the Three of Cups. So it shows absolute success in the first 2 weeks. It's a really, really good outcome here. But for some reason, you're still feeling a little bit wobbly in the immediate future because you're still on your guard a little bit with that Nine of Wands, because this is a new journey. You're at the start of it. And I feel that some of you guys will be getting some advice from the Hierophant, a Hierophant type of individual here. And that advice will be on how you navigate yourself through the choppy waters so that you can kind of transition easily into whatever this role is. Taurus in the month of December 2016. Some of you guys will be fearing that you're not good enough with that Four of Cups. Because perhaps this thing has, you know, a lot of people who are depending on you. The Six of Wands can be people who are depending on you. You've got a lot of followers. You've got a lot of people behind you. A lot of people who believe in you. So it might be that you're fearing that this is not going to be successful, or you're going to let people down, or there's going to be a lack of success here, or you're going to fail. So in the outcome, it sees you guys having to make a big decision with the Lovers card, because you're looking at the responsibilities you have with that Page of Pentacles. Okay, how to, you know, does this thing have the potential for growth? Will I be good in it? Will I be able to kind of deliver on this thing? You're speculating this new thing here with the Page of Pentacles. It's a very good reading, but I would say for December going into January, Taurus, don't let your fears hold you back, because I feel that your fears and your insecurity around a situation potentially could be another person involved in what as well. You've got a friend here in the Hierophant, but if this doesn't represent you, it represents a bully boy who's judging you perhaps. Don't let people stand in your way of what you feel that you are really deep down inside capable of doing, because I feel some of you guys might be judging yourself and your abilities. Let's have a look at the angel reading for you and see what advice the angels have for you here. Universe Spirit, what is the advice you have for Taurus in the month of December 2016? What's the advice? Show me the advice that you have for Taurus. What's the advice that you have for Taurus in the month of December 2016, angels, show me. If you believe, and that's an amazing card to show up, if you believe. Let's have a look what the angels have to say about if you believe. What you need right now is faith, and it's true, because I feel some of you guys are lacking this. You can have what you desire, but you must believe it can be so. Stay positive and visualise the outcome you're hoping for. Set aside all negativity or pessimism in favour of a sunny outlook. And it's very, very true. Because some of you guys do look like you are questioning yourself in something. And this is a responsibility that you have to endure and that you have to take. The law of attraction brings to us what we expect to receive. If our perception is that we deserve great things, then we will attract happiness. If we fall into doubt and don't believe in our own self-worth, then our experiences will match that energy. Believe in yourself and your cherished dreams. And it's so, so true from what the reading was saying. This is where you don't believe in yourself over the responsibility that you have here because of something that's been handed to you or a natural transition. It's almost like ascending the throne, which the Emperor does after the death of the last Emperor. But there's a lack of belief because your challenge is either yourself, or you're judging yourself, or it could be that somebody else is providing the challenge. Somebody who sees your fears and wants to kind of exacerbate them, as the Knight of Swords can do. But it's telling you if you believe in yourself, if you believe in your abilities, anything is achievable here, Taurus, in the month of December 2016. So my advice to you on this reading, believe in yourself. Don't be pessimistic. Don't give in to bullies if there is a bully. But you can be the bully within yourself. We can all bully ourselves into thinking that we're not good enough, or we're not worthy enough, or we're not capable of something here. Okay? For some of you guys, it will be in agreement with that Lover's card. That you can do this thing, the Page of Pentacles. That you have the ability to grow something here as well. So just, you know, believe in yourself. Be confident. And don't allow your inner fears to set you back, because for some of you guys that could be the case in December. But I feel that you'll move out of this energy. It's just something you need to get used to. It's a bit of a shock maybe for some of you guys to the system. Bit of a challenge, but you'll get there in the end. That is your reading, Taurus, for the month of December 2016. I would like to say thank you very, very much for choosing Carol's Universe. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Take care.